Okay, Battlefield. Everybody's excited about this. Well, for now, there hasn't been a good Battlefield since Battlefield 1. So what was that? Battlefield 1 release date. 2016, my God. Battlefield 1 was... This was the last good Battlefield. And I know a lot of people might be like, nah, man. 2042 was good. Or something like that. They might be like, nah, man. You know, World War II was good. Nah, dude. Nah, dog. Nah, dog. Those were bad. But Battlefield 1 was good. Like incredible maps. Like actually very memorable maps, actually. Yeah, the blimp thing was really cool. Battlefield 1 was really good. So much so that I think about going back sometimes, but I bet since it's like two games ago that it's hard to find like a full lobby, you know? Those World War I planes were hard to fly. And that's for damn sure. Damn, were we on Xbox One? Xbox One, like, it still looks so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, graphics have not really advanced that much since 2016. Damn, this video really is just the same thing over and over, huh? Wow. This video sucked. But it doesn't matter. We're not really here to talk about that. Let's see. Propaganda, Firestorm, and Talha Market were data mined as Portal 2.0 maps in Battlefield 6. How could they even data mine this? Like, is the Portal mode in Battlefield now, is it like something that you can data mine? I guess, like as a part of like the client? I guess it is, because like I know that Portal, like the Portal in Battlefield 2042 was somewhat interesting because it's like you can play the old Battlefield Bad Company 2 maps, and that was my favorite, you know, and I know those maps very well. But and I tried it, you know, I booted it up and tried it. But the thing is that yes, they were the same maps, but it didn't feel the same. And I was like, maybe it doesn't matter. Oh, it mattered. The fact that it didn't feel the same mattered a lot. So that's the deal with Battlefield 6. It all looks good. There's no DEI, anything. There's nothing woke about it, about any of the trailers. It's just straight up military action. There's no like strong female leads kicking ass. And look, well, I mean, everybody's going to blow me up in the comments, right? There's nothing wrong with females kicking ass in some stuff. Okay. Sometimes that's very fun and very cool. Like, I played the female version of V in Cyberpunk, and I thought it was awesome. Tomb Raider is awesome. Let's see. Everyone seems to love that game with the chick with the bandana over her eyes. Near Automata. Automaton. This chick is awesome, right? Everybody loves. She's in every game as a skin, so you know. But you know, sometimes it's cool, guys. Sometimes it's cool. But in the case of a military shooter, you can just be dudes. And it's okay just to be a bunch of dudes killing each other. It doesn't have to be a bunch of ladies killing each other. It doesn't have to be ultra diverse. It can, but it doesn't have to be, is what I'm saying. Let's see if I recognize any of these maps from Battlefield 4. This one I kind of remember. I think I remember spending a lot of time in this little warehouse area trying to push and take over a point in rush mode. This I don't remember at all. Let's see though. Battlefield 6. Portal mode. Let's see if there's anything. Portal mode. Wasted potential of Battlefield Portal. Right through elite classes. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get a return of it, right? 4 months ago, Portal was confirmed to return. Well, that's good. Battlefield 6. You know, there's been gameplay out there, and I don't know how real that's going to be. You know what I mean? Let's see. There's probably some. Yeah, who is Immortal? This guy does a lot of. This guy does a hell of a lot of Call of Duty stuff. So we'll blast him a little bit here. I wonder if he says anything useful here. Let's see. A new rumor is credible source claims that EA won't be launching Battle Royale along Battlefield 6. It will arrive months after the base game is launched. You know, the thing about that is, that could be bad. I think that's bad. I think that's a bad idea. And I understand if they're not ready to do a Battle Royale mode. So it's good and bad. Let me talk about it. So if they come out and they're like, we're going to do a Battle Royale mode, on the one hand, you're going to hype your game and be like, we're really trying to make this work. We're going to release, Rush and Conquest and all the stuff you love about Battlefield and the campaign, but later we're going to come out with Battle Royale. So you're trying to sell the game, right? But it also is really bad for them, because if you say we're going to come out with a Battle Royale, then you're going to kind of like, you're going to shake awake Warzone a little. And the Warzone zombie bullshit beast that it is right now is then going to be like, oh God, maybe we should try. And so if you're Battlefield and EA, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because you're giving Warzone a little bit of time to get their act together. Now, as a consumer, that might be good for us that Warzone tries to get better. Warzone might not, then. They might be like, it'll never work for them. It'll never work, and they don't do anything. Typically, competition breeds excellence. Typically. So, just the mention of a Battlefield Battle Royale may make Warzone up their game. Now, I'm not saying bank on that, and I'm not saying Warzone is going to get better, but it certainly helps, kind of spark that fire. And then for Battlefield 6, the thing is, like, if you say we're going to do it months later, if your game doesn't hit, then it's dead on arrival. So what do I mean? So, like, if Battlefield 6 comes out, Conquest and Rush is out in the game and campaign, and it sucks, right? No one's going to stick around for the Battle Royale. And then you really gotta win people over to come back and try to Battle Royale mode out, especially if it costs money. Now, if they release Battlefield Battle Royale later, and you don't have to buy Battlefield 6, you can do whatever you want. You'll probably get some people to try it. But if you say, no, months later, I need you to buy Battlefield 6, but the other modes weren't good, no one's coming back to play your Battle Royale. even if it's amazing, like it would, they would if it's amazing. It's gonna have to be amazing. But what does an amazing battle royale look like in 2025, man? Battle royale's kind of played out. Okay. Like Battlefield and EA, they need to take a swing. And you could argue that like these big companies can't take a swing because like creativity literally does not exist at big companies anymore. Like they just have to hit their marks. And that's kind of true. But if I'm Battlefield 6, I'm not doing a battle royale necessarily. I'm scouring the indie game space of shooters, things that have anything that has a pulse, survival stuff, like anything that has a pulse that's even, doesn't even have to be a shooter, but even like someone like a shooter, right? Then I steal from that and I say, we're going to have a new mode that we're trying out. I think that's more exciting. Now, again, it's hard to get hyped on big companies saying we're going to do a new mode because big companies usually do the bare minimum for the highest price. Is how it feels. So I don't know, man. But yeah, I think releasing their battle royale months later might be bad. I think like it needs, if this comes out in October, so I think Battlefield 6 comes out on October 10th. I think that your battle royale needs to come out before end of year. If it comes out in the spring, I think it's too late for you. Especially if Fortnite and Warzone try to do something to pop off or like get people's attention again. Because if there's any success with Battlefield 6, Warzone's going to stop. They may stop their cartoon bullshit. They may be like, all right, let's calm down on Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy shit. Like, let's put in some like military guys again. Let's put in some like 80s action star guys again. Let's put in Hulk Hogan. That's probably going to happen, right? That'll happen. Is that going to happen? I mean, they got Cody Rhodes. They got some wrestlers already in there. So now that he's dead, it may happen. I don't know. But yeah, that's my take. Now, I mean, somebody could argue and be like, nah, bro, like they don't need to release at the same time. Like, well, that's just, I've seen it 1,000 times, man. I feel like I got a good grip on this. Free to play. Okay. 2024 reported Ripple Effect is developing a free to play battle royale for Battlefield 6. There are 2 game modes, a classic battle royale experience and a mode named Gauntlet that challenges players to complete objectives. The low scoring team gets knocked out after each mission. Wow, that's kind of interesting. But if it's a lot of PvE, PvP, that can also be really dumb. You know, like, I need my games not to be like, I gotta be cracked out to complete the objective. And it needs to be a little more survival. Like, we have no guns, and our guns don't work very good, and like, we're trying to survive. Not like how cracked, like I'd rather the difficulty of just the general game to be higher so that like you can't be cracked out, if that makes any sense. Like the game is kind of against you enough to where like we're all just trying to survive. No matter the quality of the game, or like I just have to survive. Versus the most cracked out team on Red Bull is going to win, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way shooters have been forever. I'm just saying for a battle royale mode where you're trying to like get stuff built up, it'd be more interesting to me if the barrier to like good weapons and no scope 360s was a little bit higher, and we had more basic weapons and we had more basic loadouts or no loadouts. Now in Warzone, you're going to want loadouts because that's the game they made. And now, like the whole system is like, I gotta unlock my gun so I can get my loadout. It's like the loadout. The loadie is Warzone. It's all about the loadie, right? Battle royales before this, it was not all about the loadie, and I tend to like those more. Anywho, interesting that they're trying this. you guys go check out, who is Immortal. I mean, he's a little like, yeah, hey guys, what's good? Yeah, he's a little like that, but I mean, he does very well for himself. He's got like almost a million subs. Speaks for himself. He puts out real. I mean, I've watched stuff of his for Call of Duty loadouts. Just like if I'm coming in on a season, I'm playing my bros. I'm like, what's the meta guns? His videos are kind of helpful. I wish it wasn't videos. I wish it was just like, here it is. I mean, there are some sites that's like loadout GG, and you can just do it. But I have consumed some of his stuff just to kind of see what the vibe is. So I think that's cool. I think it's cool that they did that, right? All right, let's move on here.